Ladies and gentlemen, or ladies and germs, ladies and joims, listen up. Druze Daily Dose podcast, welcome. Another episode. Didn't think I'd do one today, but guess I am gonna do one. Because I want to talk a little bit about hemp today. Hemp is an extremely important tool, is what it is, really, because just an essential thing we need in this earth and on planet Earth, and how the government kept it illegal, like the stupid sons of bitches they are, and it's still illegal till this day. Canada knows what's up. Canada loves hemp. That's one of the main things they produce over there. They love it. I love it. And, I'm going to play a few clips. I'm going to play one clip from YouTube. This kid's talking about hemp. And he knows what he's talking about. He's pretty intelligent. You know, everything he says is accurate. So, yeah, it's called What is Hemp? Distinction between hemp and marijuana. This kid's good. He knows what he's talking about. So, without further ado, I'll just go ahead and play it. Alrighty. Enjoy.
And today I'm going to be talking to you about what hemp is. The reason I'm making this video is to make a distinction between hemp and marijuana, because even though they come from the same cannabis sativa plant, they're used in completely different ways. Alright, so the main question, what is hemp? You see, when we're referring to hemp, we're not actually referring to the bud of the plant that gets you high. We're referring to the stalk and the seeds of the plant. The stalk of the plant is actually used for its natural fiber, which you can use to make rope, cloth, paper, you name it. And the seed can also be used for making seed foods due to the fact that it is super nutritious. Something you can also do with the seed is you can press it down and retrieve some of the natural hemp oil that's in the seed for making different biofuels even. Here's a fun fact for you. The first few drafts of the Declaration of Independence were actually written on hemp paper. And another thing is that hemp can be used in over 25,000 different products. Hemp is actually grown differently than marijuana as well. Since hemp is grown for its height and not for its buds, it's actually grown up, not out. The goal with hemp is to get very tall plants that are about 10 to 15 feet, while marijuana is grown outwards to produce more budding and is only going to be around 5 foot tall usually. Another difference between hemp and marijuana is that hemp has virtually no THC. Hemp plants usually get anywhere from like 0.3% THC to like maybe 1 and 1.5% THC. So when you think about marijuana, when it's usually, I'd say, 5 to 35% THC, there's already a huge gap, or a huge difference in THC percentages. With such low percentages of THC, there's no reason to smoke hemp. And even if you did, hemp has something that is called CBD in it as well. The CBD levels overwhelm the THC levels in hemp. And CBD actually kind of reverses the effects of THC. It's like an anti-THC. But what people are coming to realize now is that the CBD has super awesome medical value that needs to be explored, but really can't be because it's illegal. Right now, hemp is a Schedule I substance according to the Controlled Substance Act. The reason it's a Schedule I substance is due to the fact that it has THC in it. Although it has virtually none in it, the small traces of THC that are in hemp make it illegal today. But what I find super funny is that since THC is a Schedule I, methamphetamine is a Schedule II, people. They actually think that hemp is worse than methamphetamine, and that to me is ridiculous. And all for the measly 1% of THC it might have. However, even though hemp is still illegal, you can still import most hemp products into the United States. And with imports totaling over $500 million, it's safe to say that making it legal would probably boost our economy a little bit. Anyway, guys, if you liked the video, leave it a like. If you want to leave me any suggestions, go down into the comment section below and leave me something down there. And subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.
So, there you have it. The kid knows what he's talking about. And, you know, well, he said he was comparing meth and marijuana. But it all depends on the state. That doesn't apply to every single state. And then obviously Colorado and, you know, Washington, it's legal over there. In Alaska, I believe. And, you know, also, I want to point out that video was 2015. So, you know, a lot's changed since then as well. And then in California, we got Proposition 64 up in the air, so it might be legal here. And, yeah, there you go. What else was I going to say? Oh, well, I was going to play another little hemp clip, but, I think I lost it, actually. Where the hell? Shit. But no, you know, hemp is just so amazing. I had hemp protein a while back. Oh. Excuse me. Yeah. I had hemp protein, and it was amazing. I mean, it was just so... It was delicious, first of all. I made it, like, I threw it in my smoothies. That's all I did, actually. It was my main smoothie thing. Oh. Excuse me. And now you know exactly why I wasn't going to do the podcast today. But, just wanted to share that clip with everyone. And, excuse me. Wow. That came out of nowhere. But yeah. Got a little cold. So, excuse the cold. But, probably gonna cut this episode short because of the sneeze attacks. But yeah, hemp protein, highly recommend it. It's a phenomenal source of protein. But the main thing I loved about it was super high in fiber. And I'm talking about that insoluble fiber, which is very, very important for getting the bowels, you know, moving the for movement in your bowels. And man, it worked like a charm. Damn, so sorry. Call this episode sneeze attack. But you know, hemp protein powder is so great to have on hand. If you're you know, running short on time and you need a quick smoothie with a lot of nutrients in it, that is it. That is it right there. Get you some some ice, some bananas, blueberries. Blend up a couple of bananas, maybe one or two, depending on how hungry you are. Throw them in the blender. Cup of ice, cup of water, and yeah, this was a bad idea, but still have the information out to you, and that's the most important. Also, my smoothie recipe, which I'll include in the description, maybe, if you're lucky. But yeah, a couple of scoops protein powder. I got mine. It was I think I got mine from Sprouts, and it's just phenomenal. Phenomenal source. I mean, it's not going to be like whey protein. Whey protein has like hell of protein in it. This is going to give you about, I think mine was 9 grams, which is pretty good. And that was like for few scoops. I forget. But I definitely want to get some more. I haven't had it in a while. I actually still have some muscle milk. I stopped using that though because I don't know, it's got just too many chemicals, too many ingredients that I just cannot pronounce. And, that makes me a little uncomfortable. I mean, it's cool, I've used it for many years, but yeah, hemp protein's the way to go. Hemp protein powder, organic, non-GMO, of course. But yeah, a couple of scoops, and you could really do whatever you want. I mean, you can get as fancy as doing mixed berries, which is like raspberries, blueberries. Well, that's not very fancy, but switch it up. Me personally, I like blueberries. That's like my go-to for everything. Well, for every smoothie. And yeah, I just do that. Cup of ice, cup of water. You could do, whatever you like. Cut up an orange, peel it, cut it up. Tangerines. Peaches, plums. Really, it's infinite. But the main thing is you're getting that insoluble fiber that really gets the digestive tract moving, and it also has soluble fiber as well. But the content of insoluble fiber is like way higher. It's like quadruple, and that's what really just cleans out the intestines, however you pronounce that shit. And it's just really phenomenal for you. What else does? Oh, it's loaded with iron too, like super loaded with iron. So if you got an iron deficiency, wouldn't be a bad idea to take some hemp protein powder. But then again, it all depends, because some people have a disorder where their bodies just can't absorb the iron. But yeah, I highly recommend it for everybody, no matter what you got going on. Oh, and the other thing that really tripped me out was it wasn't even that high in carbs. The carbs were pretty low. I mean, considering, it's a I guess, I don't know what it is, a grain. I'm not sure. Well, I guess it's an herb. Yeah, I don't know. It's like a tree. It's like a plant. I mean, it is a plant, but I wonder what they classify that as, because I know marijuana is definitely an herb, but as far as the hemp goes, I'm not really sure. That's a good question. I'm gonna have to look into that one. But I think a tree. It's considered a tree. Um, but in other news, California, that Proposition 64 is a trickster because I was all for it. You know, I was, oh, legalizing marijuana, absolutely. But then I did a little more research, and it's not all that it's cracked up to be. Like, the money's not going towards, like, the tax on it is really not going towards the best stuff. I'd like to see it to go to the schools, elementary schools, middle schools, high schools, etc. That's just me personally, but it's going to. I mean, it's going to some good stuff too, but it's not. And then also, I heard something about how they can because I guess you'll be able to grow it as well, but the government is can super keep tabs on your marijuana, basically. Like, yeah, I forget the exact details, but they can just track everything you're doing marijuana wise, whether you're growing it, purchasing it, so I don't know. I think I'm gonna vote no on it. So, and then all those propositions, the best advice is, and I've heard a lot of people say this, multiple people, is just vote no. Just vote no on it. If you don't understand it and you don't really know all the details, vote no on that bad boy. Because it's just, I don't know, they're tricky. They're really tricky with their wording, and, you gotta look it up and see all the deets. And, yeah, sorry about that sneeze attack, by the way. That was horrible. I've never done that on a podcast before. Never. Never, ever. But, I'm drinking tea. I got a little cold, little weird, little thing going on. But, feeling a little better. It's one of those weird colds that didn't really hit me full blown, but hit me enough to fuck me up. I don't know, it's weird. But I'll definitely be taking it easy these next couple days. Today for sure I took it easy, and I'll be taking it easy probably the next 2 days, and then see what's up. See, I need that hemp powder. I need that hemp protein powder, man. That stuff will fix me up right away. No, I don't know. Well, I think it would, but it's just overall just so good for you. I mean, the iron, the fiber, the protein, and it has carbs. Our body needs carbs. Granted, you could go on a ketogenic diet to the point where your carbs are so low, your body's fueling off of fats. But that's a whole nother story and a whole nother method. But in the meantime, in between time, we got to have our macronutrients, which is carbs, fats, and protein. So, I'll get it from herbal supplements. But yeah, future episodes, I got a couple things happening here. I'm thinking about, because, obviously I'm going to, have a lot of my friends and family on here. There's some interesting characters. And, but I was thinking about interviewing, just, random, companies, maybe, talk to, someone about, let's see, I'll just pick something random, IHOP, Hold on a sec. Sorry about that. I really should do that away from the microphone. But, so, yeah, I'm thinking about interviewing a guy from like IHOP, like some type of not CEO, but some type of higher up, and just asking him, "Hey, what's in your food?" You know what I mean? Like, what do you use in your pancakes? Is it, natural? Is it GMO? Your toast, your eggs. Like, where do you get your eggs from? Is it factory farmed type of farm, or do you get them all natural? What's going on? And I think that would be so interesting. And I hope a lot of people hear those episodes because I'm gonna be asking some good questions. Well, hopefully, if I got my head screwed on straight that day. But and also I want to just I want to just ask hella companies that, like, what's another good company? I mean, IHOP was just like a random, you know what I mean, example. But I want to ask like uh Arrowhead, water, like, what's the process? Where do you Nah, that was a bad example. But no, IHOP was a good one. IHOP was definitely a good one because hey, I love me some IHOP. Shit. I was there a couple months ago and I loved it. I got some crepes, I got some uh what else did I get? I forget. But I know I ended the day with crepes. I ended the meal with crepes, and man, they are so good. Drenched it in syrup. I mean, like I said, man, you gotta treat yourself sometimes. And that was one of those days. It was the weekend. I was chilling with my cousin. But yeah. And I'll definitely take suggestions as well. Let me know in the comment section about a company that you want me to investigate, you know, and I'll do that. I was also thinking maybe like the smokers hotline, because I'm just curious, like, why? Because they provide a hotline. Like, do people just call up and say, "Hey, I'm thinking about having a cigarette right now, but can you talk me out of it?" I mean, is that how it works? Like, how? But I don't know. Hopefully, like, they're cool about it and like let me ask my questions. But that's the other thing I'm debating. Should I tell them, "Hey, can I interview for my podcast?" Or should I just keep it under wraps, not let them know that they're on tape? But then again, if they find out they're on tape, they could probably sue me. And then there goes my show, there goes, my podcast, there goes everything. I mean, I don't know. I'll figure it out, but in the meantime, yeah, what's another good one? Some type of steaks company. Like, how do you kill your meat? How do you know what I mean? Or is it done humanely? Because a lot of times, and I think I've said this before, I'm not sure, but these poor cows, these poor animals, period. But, I've seen videos of cows being dragged through their own blood and feces, and then just being dragged to their death, just shit and blood all over them, and then they get to the damn thing, to the death zone, and then the guy just goes, just, what is that called? I don't know what it's called, but it's that thing they put up to the back of their head that shoots out that air, that CO2, to the back of the head and just, I mean, honestly, that's a pretty humane way to do it. Well, as far as the blow to the back of the head, because that's where the brainstem is, and that's where you just, bam, it's just lights out immediately. But at the same time, the whole dragging through the dirt and grime and blood and crap, that is just terrible. That's like the worst part. But it's what the good old U.S. of A. is used to and what we do. So, you know, but yeah, another good company is eggs. You know, because I mean, I love eggs. I wish I had my own chicken coop. If I had a house, I'd have chickens. Period. And I hope when I get my house, if I get a house, that I can have my chickens. And of course, they'll be organic. Um, but yeah, maybe I can contact these chicken companies. Um, I was thinking kombucha, maybe interview a kombucha guy. Really love kombucha so much. It's so delicious. So good for you too. Um, but and maybe some type of medicine. Why not? Why does it just have to be food? I think I should call up and interview the guys, at NyQuil and DayQuil. Why not, man? Because I did notice that damn NyQuil, it's got high fructose corn syrup, and I don't know why in the world it would have that. Because, I mean, it's a friggin' cough syrup. Why are you putting high fructose corn syrup in cough syrup, bro? Like, it should just be the expectorant, which is the chemical that relieves you from coughing, or it's like anti-cough, makes you not cough. Um, it's got it should have that. A little bit of booze, of course. That's classic NyQuil. And it's like, come on, dude. Like, it's bullshit. You don't put deadly shit like that in medicine. That's supposed to make you better. But then again, I don't know. I hear different things. I hear like carbs are actually good for you when you're sick. Like you actually, I don't know. But I don't know the science behind it. All I know is vitamin C like a motherfucker. And 7 Up. No, that's a classic. I mean, well, see, that's the thing about 7 Up these days. 7 Up is loaded with high fructose corn syrup, as well as Sprite. And that's why if you're going to do soda, you got to get organic, like made with organic sugar, cane sugar. I know Hanson's, they make a good one. I probably shouldn't mention them unless they're sponsoring me. Nah. But they're really good. But, yeah, I mean, and honestly, that's another reason why I drink kombucha is it's kind of a soda replacement. It's really delicious and carbonated, just like soda, but it's more delicious and it's more good for you, better for you. No, but it really is, though. It's got enzymes in it, probiotic, so good for you. And it's just, it's great. Like, I know me personally, when I'm eating a meal, I really like a little flavor, like a flavored drink, just to kind of chase my meal. And kombucha is phenomenal for that. So, yeah. I should call up these companies and just fucking rip them a new one. I should call Captain Crunch. Nah, they're not too bad. What's a bad one? Yeah, like Sprite or 7 Up. And I should just rip him a new one. What the fuck, you poisoning our nation? Ooh, Pepsi or Coke. That's the one. Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper is so delicious, though. It's just a delicious sugary drink. But that's the thing, it's deadly. All this shit's deadly for us. And, it's a part of Operation Keep America Fat, so that we buy all their diabetes drugs and high blood pressure medicine, high cholesterol. I mean, it's all bullshit. Now I'm telling too much truth on this motherfucker. They're going to put me under the microscope. I need to stop. No. But see, that's why I made this podcast. That's why I have this podcast, to get some truth out there. And I'm not going to be, 110% accurate and correct all the time. Obviously, I'm just a regular civilian. I'm an idiot. Okay, excuse me. Okay, I actually moved the microphone on that one, so you're welcome. But, I'm not a scientist. I don't have any degrees. I'm just a guy that knows stuff. Okay? Always have been, always will. And I hope to increase my knowledge every single day that I'm on this planet. But, yeah. And that concludes this episode of Druze Daily Dose. Stay tuned. And, I notice each episode's getting better and better. So, if one of them bores the shit out of you, I apologize. But stay tuned, because there's a lot of great stuff coming. I just started this. It's like an experiment. So, yeah, stay in there. And, as always, in the words of my cousin, stay up and hold it down. Nah, but I still need a punchline of my own. Stay informed and do research. Ooh, that's a good one. Wait a minute. How about get informed, do research, ask questions, I don't know. We'll definitely do all those things that I just said. But as far as that being my punchline, I don't know. My to-go line. But yeah, definitely do all those things. If you don't, or research, don't believe what I say, research what I say. How about that one? Is that a good one? No, I like, ask questions and do research. And as always, ask questions and do research. Alright, I'll practice this on my own time. Not while I'm recording the podcast, but, alright, I hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned, and I'm out. Peace and love.